Alright, so I think we can all agree that that I have not, talked about Conj in a while. I think the last time I made that Conj video was like 1.15, and I was playing Snow Conj. But yeah, recently I've been playing Fire Conj a lot lately, and it's been super fun. And I've gotten pretty decent with it this time. I feel like I've gotten a lot better with it. And yeah, for this video I'm going to be talking about Conjurers in 1.17. But yeah, let me show you guys this real quick. Dude, these fire visuals are insane. They look so good. I'm like so impressed by these VFX because it just looks so much better. This is probably like, honestly, fire is probably like the best looking magic in the game though. And I hope in the future he, revamps a lot of other magics just like he did the fire. But yeah, this is personally why I've been enjoying Fire Conj a lot. Alright, so yeah, let's talk about Conjurers. So Conjurers in this update, I'd say they're better than mages, for the reason being that they have more utility to work with, they have more mobility to work with. For example, they got, dagger, and much more, flexibility with what they want to do in combat. Because on the other hand, mages, they don't really have a lot of mobility other than leap. It's just, they're pretty much forced to play with a small loadout, and I think mobility in this update is just very important with all the mobility nerfs. So yeah, that's why I feel like Conj is just more meta nowadays. And yeah, that is the reason why I like Conj so much. You have so much freedom with what you want to do with like any weapon you want, except for the fact that you can't use warrior weapons, of course. But if you are somebody who prefers having a ranged playstyle like myself, definitely try Conjurer. Me being on my mage and switching over to Conjurer, it honestly like kind of felt the same. The only difference was getting used to more binds and more combos to work with. But overall, the playstyle did not feel that different. But yeah, that is how I feel about Conjurer in this update. I feel like it's very solid, and if you pair it with the right magic, it's just very, very good. Now you're probably wondering, why did you pick Fire Conj? Now, I really just picked Fire because it's just cool, But also I picked it for other reasons. I think Fire is a very solid and underrated magic. DOTs nowadays are just so much more valuable than anything else in my opinion. Fire has a very good bleed synergy. Any magic that has a bleed synergy can have very high potential with Conjurer, because a lot of weapons deal bleed. But yeah, Fire's synergies, its speed, its power, its DOT, that is just why I picked it. I think it's very good for Conjurer, and I want to see more Fire Conjures, because I feel like it's just something that you just don't see a lot, and it's, I think it's unique and it's good. Now let me get started with what gear I got running for Conj this update. As you guys can see, I'm not running a full Sunken Warrior set. I actually don't have an extra Sunken Warrior helmet. And for my newer builds for now on, I really don't have any more Sunken Warrior. This is the last I've gotten. But yeah, this overall gives me 97 power, 865 defense, 14 intensity, 232 attack speed, and 1 insanity. But let me explain each specific gear. So first, I have the Crystalline Brisk Power Amulet. As I said in my last build video, amulets are very, very good, especially modified ones, of course, for the extra stats. So definitely try getting, one of these. Next, I got Armored Sunken Warrior Chestplate, Powerful Sunken Warrior Leggings, Atlantean Brisk Cernix Falls, and Armored Karina Bracelet. Each one of these has Candelaria, but this one I'm running Larimars, because if I picked Candelaria, I wouldn't get that extra power from the insanity effect. So I think it's obvious this isn't really the best gear set, but I think overall this is just what's comfortable for me, and it's been working well in PvP. But yeah, when I asked for other Conjurers' opinions on my build, they said it was fine. I don't think you should run any extra power. For example, my power 97 is completely fine. I don't think you need to go any higher than that, because I heard power scaling got nerfed. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it at 97, just be safe. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this gear set in the comments, how I can make it better. And yeah, so let me talk about my weapon loadout now. So first, I'm running a Swift Greenish Cultist Staff, and I just run Knocking Blitz and Piercing Gale, which is just grab and this ability. And I really like Piercing Gale because it works as like it feels like a magic blast. I feel like it's very similar and it travels quicker. So yeah, it's a very solid ability for Conjurer. I feel like every Conjurer should at least run some type of staff. Honestly, I feel like it's just the most viable option, because you can literally just cycle Piercing Gale, Blast, Beam, Piercing Gale, Blast Beam, you can just cycle through those and it'll be very, very good in PvP. So if you really don't mind having that less amount of size, or if you're running, a bigger magic, for example, yeah, definitely go Greenish Cultist Staff. It's definitely the better option. Now next, I am running Komodokai's Bursting Saber. Now I am running this and not Sunken Sword. I replaced, Komodokai with Sunken Sword because Fire's bleed synergy does just more overall damage. Komodokai's Saber Conjurer actually has more size and speed. And also another thing with Sunken Sword, I just don't like it anymore. Rising Tide, for example, I just don't like it. It's just uncomfortable in PvP. So what I have on my Komodo-Kai's saber, I have Whirlwind and Flash Strike. And here's what it looks like. Now these abilities have a lot of combo potential. You'll find in my PvP clips that if somebody gets close to me, I'm just gonna hit them with that, and it's very quick and fast damage. And you can just tell that Flash Strike is very, very huge, and that's why I really like it. Along with that bleed synergy, it's just very good damage and size. But yeah, I really just chose this weapon because it was just comfortable for me, and I didn't pick dense because just less damage. It just wouldn't do as much damage as Sunken Sword. So yeah. All right, now for my next weapon, I am running the Ardent Poison Tooth Dagger, and I'm running Spiraling Fury and Dagger Throw. So yeah, I'm running this weapon because it's just very good for mobility in fights. You'll see me use this move a lot for, getting close to somebody. Because, with all these mobility nerfs, this weapon definitely helps you, get near somebody. It's very quick, and, you can also use it to damage somebody if you, hit them head on with it. Yeah, Spiraling Fury is a very good mobility move that I really like using. So I also get extra damage because fire synergizes with poison. So yeah, it's just very good damage, and the DOT stack is really nice. So yeah, that's why I used Poison Tooth Dagger over, Sanguine Dagger or any other dagger. But if you were running a different magic, for example, and you're running a magic that doesn't synergize with poison, you might just want to go for a Sanguine Dagger that's dropped by Architect Merlot, because I think that's just more damage. But yeah, also Dagger Throw is very good. It's very hard to hit, but if you do hit it, it's very worth it, and it's very rewarding. So yeah, overall this weapon's just very, very nice to have. Now sometimes I might cycle in a gun. Maybe I might run Bronze Musket or these, but honestly they're not really that good for PvP. It's very risky. I'd say it's just a high risk, high reward type thing with guns. But honestly, they just don't feel comfortable, because if I feel like I miss with these, I'm just gonna get hit a lot. So yeah, that's why I don't really run it in my PvP weapon loadout. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts on my weapon loadout in the comments. All right, now let's get into my stat allocation. I put 120 into magic and then 160 into weapons. I'd say this is just the best for Conjurer, but if you want to run I'll call it Conjurer, which is where you put more magic or stats into magic, and which is pretty much the opposite of this. You'll run 160 magic and then 120 weapons. This allows you to unlock Javelin, and you'd be surprised when I'd say this. I see a lot of people run that kind of stat allocation nowadays, but yeah, personally I just didn't feel the need to do it. But yeah, it's really just your choice. But keep in mind, if you do run more magic or more stats into magic, your weapons will have smaller hitboxes, because that's just how the tier scaling works. But yeah, let me get into my spell loadout now. So for Q, I have, my Fire Blast, and I didn't change the blast size. It's just, just normal. Maybe I should, pretty much go lower, but I don't have a problem with it in PvP, so I'm just gonna keep it like this. Now for E, I have Fire Beam, and I'm just running 1, and I put each of the sliders to 80%. Now for F, I have Leap. I still use 2 Leap because I just feel like it's better for PvP and just not getting hit as much. Now C, I have Snare. Sometimes you might just want to use Snare instead of a weapon grab, for example, because Snare is actually just quicker and easier to use. You don't have to aim it, because for example, you actually have to, hit somebody with the grab. But Snare, you don't. You just got to be closer to them. It's pretty much just situational. All right, so to end off the video, I am going to be talking about best Conjurer magics. So yeah, I'd definitely say the best Conjurer magic in the game right now is probably just Lightning, because Lightning's damage nerf wasn't implemented yet. So it still has 0.9 damage, it still has amazing speed, the paralysis effect, and Lightning actually has a 25% bleed synergy. Any magic that has a bleed synergy is very good for Conjurer, but Lightning has the best one, along with Ice. Yeah, Lightning is probably on top for Conjurers right now. I'd say Ice is definitely making its way up there as well. I'd say Shadow Conj is very good. Maybe if you're a beginner to Conj, I'd definitely recommend Shadow Conj. Plasma Conj is also up there as well. I'd definitely probably say S tier along with Lightning, because Plasma has a very good DOT, very good damage, and very good speed. I've also seen a lot of Wind Conjures lately, and kind of surprises me, because I didn't think Wind Conj was that good, because I just didn't think it just had that amount of damage. But I've seen people do really well with it this update. But as long as you're good with mechanics, any build can really be good. I'd say Acid Conjurer is very good as well. Yeah, Acid Conj is definitely better than Fire Conj, because bleed and corroding, they don't They don't clear, they just stay. And also acid has a bleed synergy, so it just has overall better damage than fire. I'd say corroding is just a better DOT as well than burn. Same speed, just slightly less size. Yeah, that's probably why I'd say acid is better than fire conj. Poison conj is also very good for conj because of its DOT stack. Poison and bleed does not clear, so yeah, very high damage potential. I really don't recommend using heavier magics for conj because slower magic imbues actually affect the startup, and it also affects end lag. That can actually really make a difference because you're gonna get hit more in PvP. But if you want that higher damage, I mean, go ahead, because you're gonna have a lot of damage. But yeah, overall, Conjurer is a very fun class to play. I've been enjoying the game a lot on it. It's been very fun to learn. Just keep in mind, Conjurer has a very high skill ceiling. It's gonna take a bit to learn because of all of its binds and just getting used to it overall. So just be patient with it if you're struggling on it. Just keep playing. I promise you'll get better with it over time. But yeah, that is all I have to say about Conjurer this video. I hope this video helped, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.